Welcome to the Payout Playbook, your go-to show for all things college football betting. I'm your host, Michael Jascott, a.k.a. Mikey Pick'em, and today we're breaking down some games for Week 7 of college football. Yes, Week 7, as we've come this far already. Hopefully you've made some money with me today, and the previous weeks as well. On today's episode, we're going to cover some top picks against the spread. So far this season, we're 21-17 against the spread and with over-unders. Last week, the following bets were made on the show. Baylor minus 6.5, that's a loss. Virginia Tech minus 6.5, that was a loss. Maryland plus 6.5, that's a win. Troy minus 2.5, that's a win. And Miami, the Hurricanes minus 4, that's a win. So what's going on this week in college football? We got your picks right here. The first game is Georgia Southern versus Southern Miss. Former USC head coach Clay Helton leads the Georgia Southern Eagles against the Southern Mississippi Golden Eagles. Southern Miss coming off a big win versus Jacksonville State 42-25, but they've lost their last 4 road games dating back to last season. I'm taking the boys from Statesboro, Georgia Southern plus 3. Next up, Miami of Ohio versus Akron. Miami of Ohio is favored by 11.5. They haven't lost to Akron since 2016, including a 19-0 win last season. Akron got pummeled by Toledo 45-3 and Nebraska 68-0. I think Chuck Martin's squad gets it done and covers minus 11.5. All right, we got the Ohio State Buckeyes heading to Champaign, Illinois. They're favored by 14 points, the Buckeyes. I've seen it at 14.5 as well. Listen, Ohio State has looked dominant this season, and I can't see the Illini keeping it close, especially after they dropped the ball on national television, losing to Indiana by 53 points. Ohio State is much better, yes, much better than the Hoosiers, and they will cover the 14-point spread. Lock this one up, baby. Lock it up! We also have Iowa State heading to Colorado and see Deion Sanders in the bunch. Iowa State favored by 3 points. These teams haven't played together in more than a decade, and I expect Iowa State to come out hot after the loss in Cincinnati last week. 5-1 Cyclones are the better team, and 3 points isn't too much to ask. On the other side of the ball, Colorado has lost 3 of the last 4, and senior transfer quarterback Kaidon Salter has been hit by the interception bug, throwing 3 in his last outing. Iowa State's Rocco Becht is an NFL prospect, and I expect him to be efficient and impactful as he typically is. I'm taking the Cyclones, minus 3. All right, we also have TCU, the Horned Frogs, heading to Manhattan, Kansas to face the Wildcats. TCU is by far the better team in my opinion. I've watched a handful of Kansas State games, and beside the few flashy plays by Avery Johnson, I'm simply not impressed. The Horned Frogs' only loss was at a good Arizona State team. Meanwhile, the Wildcats lost to Baylor, and on September 6th lost to Army. TCU loves to throw the ball downfield, something that Baylor does awfully well too. Baylor and Sawyer Robertson just put up 35 versus K-State. I can see a high-scoring game. The total is at 56 currently, and the Horned Frogs win. I'll take TCU minus 1.5. All right, there's 3 other games I'm going to be looking at. I'm not going to make a bet at this point, but it's UNLV and Anthony Calandria minus 6.5 at Air Force. Tennessee is hosting Arkansas. They're favored by 12.5. And Georgia Tech coming off a bye, favored by 15 versus the Hokies. Okay, that's going to do it for this week's episode of the Payout Playbook. I hope you learned something. I hope you make some money. Don't forget to follow us on social media and YouTube and subscribe. Never miss an episode. Good luck with your bets. And we'll see you next week for more college football action. Enjoy Week 7.